obviously they're in love, and it's beautiful, and it's messy, and it's groundbreaking, and it really wouldn't be so toxic if it weren't for capitalism.
You're videotaping the show. I do.
What's up, butt lovers? What are you offering? Are you offering? Is it P? Today we're going to be talking about MyMusic, a YouTube sitcom that was created by the Fine Brothers and starring a whole bunch of fucking people. I believe it was truly the trial for YouTube Red, or like the YouTube streaming service.
I have no idea what it's called now.
And basically YouTube funded this crazy thing that feels like a fever dream. It's very 2012, and who better to talk about this with me than a member of the Jack Film Council? A person who, in fact, met the cast of MyMusic, my middle school self, is truly quaking. Give it up for Jules. Jules, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
We are watching MyMusic, or we are talking about MyMusic.
We already watched MyMusic.
We've watched it multiple times. It is an experience. I was very surprised to find out, at least when I searched it, I couldn't find any YouTube videos about it. And it's a commentary gold mine.
It really is.
We are pioneers. This was brought up during Yai Live. I think I asked a question about it during the Q&A. I say I think, I know. I'm trying to be like all coy about it.
Maybe.
I think that might have been Gasp Me.
Did it age like milk? Absolutely.
Let's start at the beginning. It was one of the first times that YouTube gave creators money, and then those creators subsequently made YouTube realize that that was probably a bad idea.
All thanks to MyMusic.
You know what it probably was? YouTube was way more anything goes. This was before the times of cancelings.
And like sponsors, really.
And even if the critics, it's not like critically acclaimed, they know damn well that like if they stuff enough YouTubers into it, people are going to watch regardless.
That's probably why they had so many freaking cameos the whole time.
So the basic plot of MyMusic follows, it's a blog? I don't even really know what the company...
I think it's supposed to be like a website that has like a couple different blogs.
Let's call it like a BuzzFeed kind of thing. It took place in this very ugly purple CGI building. They are basically just this company of people that represent different types of music, except for the two unpaid interns, which they always joke about. They're like, ha ha ha, and because of capitalism, we don't have to pay you guys. Eat shit, eat shit, eat shit. I think the guy who plays Indy is a very good actor, but
his character is just awful.
He's the villain. I think the message is like, well, we're all screwed up in our own way, but we're all still lovable. Like, no, there are definitely characters that I hate. And I think the best way to go through all of these storylines would be to focus one character at a time and to point them on a nifty little tier list. The modern day flowchart, if you will.
You better stop! We'll get to that in a moment.
So the first character we're introduced to is Indy. He's like our main narrator for a bit, but you'll see through the confessional style that we hear from basically everyone. It's a mockumentary. But Indy comes in and he's this hipster, but he doesn't want to admit he's a hipster. His whole joke is he's like torturing his employees just for his own shits and giggles. A bit of an egomaniac there.
You say a bit of an egomaniac. I'm gonna say he is the egomaniac.
That's true. He has like little redemption arcs where he apologizes, but I'm not sure if you noticed this, every time he apologizes, he gets the entire office together. He's like, office, I want you to see that I have turned over a new leaf. And then he does the same shit. It's a funny boss dynamic for the show. Yeah. But because they try and feign these moments of sincerity, it actually just gets to be like genuinely frustrating sometimes.
Yeah, because they could have just made him like a cartoon villain.
Right?
And just like left it at that, but they try to make him seem like a redeemable character, but he's just not. He's just awful the whole time.
He like holds up a note from Scene saying that
my God.
She's able to be herself because Indy's always himself. And he holds up the note and he's like, you know, this really like spoke to me. I'm like, why? Because she's showering you in compliments 24/7. He comments on his own redeeming.
Yes.
Yet another moral victory for yours truly. I challenge anyone to find a more thoughtful, compassionate boss.
How good was that? Aren't I kind of sweet and cute now? Don't you kind of like love me again?
Honestly, I'm sending Indy to the rats.
To the rats. Moving on to Scene, who had a crush on Indy. We never really know why.
That's so true. So I think, and this is possibly a little over analytical, but so they bring up at some point that both of her parents are dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking she kind of having a little daddy issues moment.
Like the deeper meanings that we're finding within each character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put it out there. I think it was completely accidental.
Oh, no, 100%. There's no way they thought any of this shit through.
A few moments later.
She had like a full-on identity crisis.
Oh my God, yeah.
When her virtual family got killed. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wait a second. Could that have brought back? So, and I have to say this because I just think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
The avatars look like Be Funny Now.
They do.
And I mean that in a good way. So Scene, though, she is very naive, always sees the best in people, very bubbly.
I feel like I based my whole personality as a child around Scene because I was just like, look how cute and fun she is. I want to be cute and fun.
One of my favorite gags was when Idol was trying to take a picture of her.
Oh my God.
Fight, and like, one she had like stickers all over her face, and then the other one it just turned into like a full-on like DeviantArt cartoon. Yeah. So
She's
good.
So adorable.
You know, she cries every day.
I was just going to say that.
I cry every day at 2 p.m.
Why?
I don't really know.
We need to talk about that because it never gets brought up again.
It would have been hysterical. And also, since they're getting deeper into the characters, you can have her say like, I'm afraid no one will ever love me. Ooh, oh God, thank God that's over. Everyone's like, Scene. I'm not sure if you could get this from our conversation, but S is for Scene.
S is for Scene.
I'm seeing, you see?
So let's go to Intern 2.
Let's talk about Intern 2. It felt like every time he was making a joke, it was executed so well. Like,
yeah,
jokes landed so much. But then there were certain times when he was just saying a regular schmegular dialogue, and it sounded really weird.
I made copies of those marketing related materials because you're head of marketing. Wow, it's freezing in here.
I gave you those marketing materials because you're head of marketing. Gosh, it's freezing.
I think it was just supposed to be like, oh, we don't really know what Nerdcore does. Ha ha ha.
The writing was weird.
Yeah.
I feel like I also watched some of the bloopers, so I would hear the Fine brothers giving notes, and I would just see people nodding their head, and I don't know, again, maybe I'm overanalyzing real people now, but I would look at them and be like, they have no idea what the fuck we just asked them to do. That's so high stress, because like, you're on camera, playing like you're acting.
Yeah.
And then even when you're off camera for the show you're acting in,
yeah,
you're getting notes on camera. Intern 2 is kind of the straight man of the group.
Just the white bread, noodles with butter.
Exactly.
I'm just thinking of food now.
They make him like the character that's supposed to like react to everything happening, like, Mom, get a load of this.
He's the Jim.
But then they make him want to fuck flowcharts. To be fair, it is the best joke.
No, I actually think the best joke was for Intern 2 at least is when he was falling asleep during work and he kept
The downside to sleep working is that my work suffers in quality. For some reason, my subconscious really likes drawing hand turkeys, like a 5-year-old.
I must say though, and this is a little bit spoiler because I wanted to go in order, but with characters, it's kind of hard to do that. Yeah. So I gotta briefly talk about season 2. Knowing how it ends with Scene and Intern 2 getting together,
it doesn't make sense.
No sense. And I kept looking for it. I'm like, oh, well, you know, Intern 2 encouraged her to go back to school and whatever. And then like I keep thinking of all the nice things they've done for each other. And I'm like, this is a friendship. This is a friendship.
They did like a MOSH episode after the final episode aired, like saying that they were dating.
Can we watch that MOSH episode together?
Yeah.
This is bringing me all the way back.
Oh, I love it.
In other news, though, Scene and I are officially casually dating.
No! When did the MOSH become gossip MOSH? Might as well just call this
the gossip MOSH.
I wonder what Scene's ex is gonna do now.
I still work here. Why is everyone acting like I left for good? Scene broke up with me. It wasn't.
So they this really seems like they were expecting a season 3. This is like setting up things that we would have seen in season 3.
Yeah.
which is strange because
where is season 3 script find, bros? It probably exists.
If I ever got my hands on that season 3 motherfucking script, we would do it. We would be all the characters.
We would literally do it. I know you're watching this.
Rat protector, please.
Stop protecting the script. We want it.
Though I don't approve of how you treated Scene.
So I don't approve.
Wait, one more time for the culture.
Though I don't approve of how you treated Scene, your dedication to the craft of interning is impressive. Shut up.
Don't give her abusive ex a compliment if you're dating the girl.
Jackfilm. What are you doing?
Cancel Jackfilm.
Like I said, I'm
Practically perfect in every way.
You know me.
Aren't you supposed
There's more chemistry between Intern 2 and Murray Spub.
See, I'd put him in A tier because I love him, but I don't love him as much as I love Scene.
I would agree with that, especially after that MOSH. I hate that he ended up with her. I hate it.
I do too. They have nothing in common.
Intern 2, you're fired.
What?
Metal. I have a very complicated relationship.
I agree. I kind of liked him season 1. Like, I feel like I was rooting for him.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
It was a very, kind of disturbing turn for his character in season 2. He tells his wife, oh, I really miss being with my band. This is, an important hobby for me to have. She's nothing but supportive. She has her mood swings with the pregnancy or whatever, but she's like, oh, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, he says, we're going on tour, which, doesn't make any fucking sense to me because that's not how going on tour works. Who's going to post you when your music sounds like this?
Oh, he's just chasing his dreams or whatever. But okay, let's think about this. First of all, they decided in one day.
Haha, woman mad because husband doing really bad thing. In season 1, he had so many fun moments like Metal Town taking over the office, being like, I'm the boss now, which was also very funny because at the end when Indy comes back, he's just like, okay, no more Metal Town.
He never tries to overtake Indy at any point. He'll yell at him, but
he's so hardcore for that entire episode. He steals a gun. He locks people in this meeting room. He's like, I'm doing things my way and no one can stop him. And then Indy comes back, he's like, oh, hi, boss. He's an idiot. He's a bumbling idiot. And it's so fun to see in season 1. And then it just
it becomes less fun in season 2.
To be fair, season 2 definitely tried to do less of an episodic thing and tried to follow multiple storylines.
Yeah.
It was one storyline that could have people invested, but you did it at the expense of one of the best characters. He was one of the best characters. Now I can't really place him any higher than C.
C tier.
Welcome to Metal Town!
Grace Helbig killed it. She
carried the show on her back.
It was so much fun to see the combination of fun-loving references. And then I really liked her mini arc that they gave her, the little amount that she was in season 2, where she was a workaholic. She had a crush on Intern 2 just because he's a hard worker. That was her worst arc. It was funny. It was I laughed, but she was competing. But she was competing with a teenager. One of her quotes, I put it in our giant bullet.
I know what you're about to say. Oh
we
my
got
God.
ourselves a competition. No, we don't, Idol. I kept waiting for Idol to sing Olivia Rodrigo, and I was like, I gotta.
Oh
remember.
my God.
I gotta remember where we are right now.
Red lights.
She said something to Intern 2, you betrayed me, and I was literally just waiting for her to be like, you betrayed me.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been everything. This show would have been
season 3.
This show would have been so much better if it was made now.
So much wasted potential.
Her bits were fun, excessive though they were. Although she did leave only a little bit of the way through season 2, I must say they found a good replacement in Country. More on that later. Idol said, this won't be the last you see from me. Never saw her again.
Maybe they had plans for her for season 3.
Right?
And that just got goofed.
I want that script.
Okay. Idol is S tier for me.
She wasn't in season 2. I don't think she competes with Scene. And honestly, again, maybe I'm just biased. In terms of storyline, she was more interesting than Intern 2. However, Intern 2 made me laugh more.
Yeah.
She's A tier behind Intern 2 for me.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Little known fact, I was the first person to invent the duck face.
Let's talk about Dubstep because I don't have a lot to say about him.
Wub, wub, wub.
Zoom, boom, wubba, boom, boom.
Yo, that's pretty good.
That's all he said. I think like the best time for him and Techno was when they had that little fight. However, they suck.
Yeah.
The people that constantly say peace, love, unity, respect, they're really mean. Like the moment people are like, oh, we don't like your style of music, they'll like sabotage their whole career, make them break multiple
the whole
things.
thing that happened to country.
Fleur actually stands for petty little, really?
Yes.
Fleur stands for see you in C tier. I'm putting Techno ahead of Dubstep because at least she's not always like, wub, wub, wub. One thing that you'll learn about the show, if you haven't already, is that they do not respect the rule of threes. They respect the rules of like 30s.
30 million.
It is like the Family Guy approach. Well, they will just beat a dead horse. It's very hit or miss. There's nothing in between. It's like either it's really funny or it's really stupid.
Like, I think my least favorite one of those is probably the Identical Cousins. Identical Cousins all the way. So awful.
So annoying. So
awful. I couldn't stand it.
And they already had, her doing the singing. And then like sometimes when she meets up with people, they'll do that.
Yeah, like I thought that was funny.
You know what I would have found funny instead of the Identical Cousins all the way? I think it would have been funny if they both ran up to each other doing the screaming thing, but like they harmonize. That would have been so much funnier. This show would have benefited from us being writers.
I think that we should write season 3.
Okay, well that's a future video.
Oh my god. So we can't talk about hip hop without addressing the very obvious stereotyping of hip hop that they did.
Yes.
Yikes. Yikes. I want to put the fact that he felt like he had to act that way to the rats. Like that whole concept of him feeling like he had to adhere to certain stereotypes in order to be respected in the office. That's what I want to put in the rats.
Let's put the idea of hip hop to the rats behind indie, because indie's still the one that perpetrated that shit.
Yeah. I say we put the writers of MyMusic who decided that the idea of hip hop was a good idea to the rats.
I do have the logo for MyMusic. So let's put that to the rats. Nerdcore, however.
I loved Nerdcore.
I love Nerdcore.
I love him and Intern 2's friendship.
I thought that was the sweetest.
And his friendship with Scene, too. In comparison to the way that they set up Intern 2 and Scene, Nerdcore and Scene would have made way more sense.
Way more sense. The cosplay every episode.
The cosplay was awesome.
Dude, the fucking Steve from Minecraft.
I love that. I think that one's my favorite.
If he was Nerdcore for both seasons, he would easily surpass both and Grace Helbig. Country is Idol's cousin, and she kind of takes her place.
I have mixed feelings about Country, as we discussed earlier. So I have mixed feelings about Country because when I was a small child watching MyMusic, I was very upset that she was Grace Helbig's replacement. So I had a vendetta against her that I've been unable to shake since 7 years ago. Looking from an unbiased perspective or whatever, I guess she's a good character. Also, one of the very few characters in the show to be openly gay.
We gotta place her high for the fact that she's bi.
Yes. And we wrote this down too. The show could have benefited from so much more gay.
So much more gay.
And Indie and Intern 2 having an enemies to lover arc.
Well, obviously they're in love, and it's beautiful, and it's messy, and it's groundbreaking, and it really wouldn't be so toxic if it weren't for capitalism.
We should have been writers on the show. We were born in the wrong generation solely because we could have fixed this shit.
Oh my god, the Intern 2 metal kiss.
That was iconic. That was
really amazing.
That was one of the funniest things that happened. And by the way, and we did write this down, but kind of invented gay rights.
Wait, Nerdcore having 6 nipples lore. Sorry, I just... Oh yeah, the Daughtry bullying too.
I actually really genuinely wonder if Daughtry's ever heard of MyMusic.
I feel like he has to have.
You like Daughtry? Ah! I can't believe I ever liked you.
I know Daughtry is terrible. He's the worst.
I saw like a bunch of tweets from like random people back in 2012, and they would say things like, you know, I used to really like Daughtry's music, but ever since MyMusic,
no.
Daughtry. And people would take it really seriously. The Fine Bros kind of like fully led an internet campaign against this random singer just because they don't like his music. Okay, I want to show you some of my Tumblr posts.
Okay, let's see.
Hip hop, sad face, sad face. So this is from somebody else, but I responded.
Yeah, I think it's Scene.
Oh, it's from Scene. It's from our queen.
Scene queen.
I literally thought Lainey typed this out.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm so sad that hip hop lost his desk. Now who am I going to talk to about anime at my desk? They should have been the couple. Further proof.
Yep.
It just doesn't seem like Indy would do something like that. Oh, but he did, because he's a piece of shit. Can anyone me some Scene? Grammar? Can anyone me some gifts and pics to cheer me up? And then I responded. I was so upset when Indy did that to hip hop. Here's a gift of a cat to make us feel better.
Aww.
It's a cute gift, to be fair. I love that this has no notes. I was just screaming into the void.
Does anyone know about my music?
This is literally just what I'm doing with this video, too, though.
I was just gonna say.
Do any of my followers like my music
Hashtag
much?
ah! Oh my god, a Brock Baker. That gift for it, too? Perfect.
It's awesome.
So first, hip-hop gets pressured into being his old self by Indy. Idol's working on herself to the bone, probably to the point where it's not healthy. Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
And now Intern 2 is considering changing his persona at MyMusic? Why? Not gonna lie, I almost cried because of this week's new episode of MyMusic. Reblog if you knew Straight Edge / Jeff was gonna end up being a douche. He's the Hans of MyMusic. And Intern 2 Flowchart is the Kristoff.
Oh my god.
I did a little keyboard slam.
That's so funny.
The notorious actor who played Flowchart posting his damn TikTok edit of Elsa from from fucking Frozen. We've really come full circle. There needs to be a season 3, damn it. Well, we'll make one. Because I need to see Indy's reaction to Scene and Flowchart getting together. My intern and ex-intern are now dating. How predictable. And I want some hints of jealousy as well as sass and sarcasm. Because, yes.
Yes.
That's such a good explanation, Athena.
It really is. Because
yes. Oh, that got 13 notes.
Damn.
I like what we talked about, but I really need to make sure it's coherent.
Was the show coherent? Do we need to be coherent?
That's so true. And YouTube's not funding me. Why am I holding myself to this different standard?
You so right.
I'm gonna Fine Bros this one. I don't even edit it. I just put this the way it is. Fuck it. Like,
my closing thoughts are that MyMusic was fun while it was happening. And I think that anyone who didn't have the joy of being a part of the fandom while it was happening should never, ever go out of their way to watch the show.
Just watch this video. Just watch this video. Subscribe to jacksfilms.
Sub to Jack, sub to Grace Halbig.
Final closing remarks is stay tuned for season 3.
Yes.
We're the kinds of kids that grew up with MyMusic. So, like, this is the repercussions of that.
Yes.
Bye.